Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing with Dan Diker and Billy Doc Niles. Today's program is brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue on Highway 16 West Salem and downtown La Crosse. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialists on La Crosse's north side. By Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona. Pizza Hut. Now here's Dan with this week's show.
Hi, race fans. Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing here at KQEG TV, along with Billy Doc Niles. I am radio man Dan Diker. Do you like the new apparel?
Look at this, boy. I tell you, fansarena.com really came through. Look at how cool these things are.
Fansarena.com does all of our apparel for the radio show and the TV show. You've got the KQEG TV right there. You've got the fansarena.com right there. You've got the Big Boar Barbecue right there. And you can tell that I've not ate Big Boar Barbecue in these shirts yet because I would have stains all over this thing.
Well, we just got them.
Well, yeah, but you know how fast it takes me to get something in my mouth.
A little pre-race meal?
Pre-show meal.
There you go, there you go.
All right. A lot coming up with the program today. We've got all kinds of video coming your way. We're going to show you a nasty flip at the Dells, an in-car from Matt Henderson. We have a surprise guest that's going to be coming on in segment 3 to make a huge statewide announcement. Not going to let people know what that is yet. I don't even know if you know what's going on.
What are you doing to me?
I knew about this on Tuesday night, and I was sworn to secrecy, and then Wednesday at 5 p.m. it came out. It was sent to me. It's going to be on the show here in segment 3. We're just going to save that.
I think I know.
Show you later on because coming in August, I'll be taking a trip up the other side of the state to go watch a little racing.
I know.
So, what we do every week, now that we don't have rainouts, we can actually do what we normally do in segment 1, recap what happened at the Crosse Speedway last week. Mother Nature tried, oh, she tried to rain this one out, but we got the show in. About 8:20 is when we started. We had two 20-lap features with a quick trip NASCAR late models. What's the tobacco outlet plus grocery late models this year? Let's run a video. Last 2 laps on the first late model race, and you're going to see right now Nick Panitsky taking the early lead in this one here. Man, he was on a rail. He was on a rail.
Yeah, you don't often see a driver take the top side on a restart, and when they had the restart, I mean, everybody's shaking their head. He went to the top side, and he made it work. I mean, he come out of turn 4, dropped the hammer, slid it right down in front of Howland, and he was gone. It was really impressive.
Cole Howland did end up taking second in late model feature race number 1 with Brad Powell finishing right behind. Brad, in the post-race interview right there, didn't sound too happy as well. I mean, he's not a man for a lot of words as it is, but he was pretty concerned to get that car ready for number 2.
Yeah, Brad, I'm sure Brad's head was already turning. Brad's always thinking how he can make his car better. I mean, if you watched him in the pits, he'll come in from practice or a heat race, and right away the car is up. They're looking at to change a shock, change a spring, anything that's going to give him some better bite in the corner. So I'm sure Brad's head was spinning for that next feature.
For Nick Panitsky, that was his first ever regular season race win at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. He's done it during Fest before, but never during the regular weekly racing season. Well, 1 wasn't good enough. You know, Scooter Jeanette hit 4 home runs in the same game with the Brewers last week. Well, Panitsky did it twice in one night at La Crosse Speedway. Let's run that video here. This is the last laps of the second late model race. Was interesting on the restart again, as Panitsky is getting used to restarting towards the front. Every time we get that last caution coming out, he prevails, holds on to Steve Carlson, who he battled several times, and then taking third place once again. Tony Elise, second time this year.
Yeah, impressive race, first of all, by Jesse Potzik. Got out to a really big lead, then that caution slowed him down. Gady looked like he was going to run away with it, and then all of a sudden he got out front, his car changed, and he was going backwards, and then out of nowhere, here comes Panitsky and just pulls a nice sweet move to the inside, and off to the races he went. Great job by, like I said, by Jesse Potzik. He worked his way, he fell all the way back to like 5th or 6th, worked his way back up to 4th place, so nice run by him. Great race by everybody, especially Tony Lease. He did some bobbing and weaving to get up to the top 3 also.
So Panitsky picks up 2 feature wins, his first 2 ever at the Speedway outside of Oktoberfest or the Tundra Series, I may add. Steve Carlson, another runner-up finish. That is his 15th runner-up finish in the past 2 years. Last year was behind Majeski. This year it's been behind Panitsky, and a second podium finish for Tony Elise. Looking at the point standings, very interesting to see Nick Panitsky is on top, and Carlson's back in 3rd.
Well, Panitsky's got, 3 top 5s in all 3 features so far. Carlson, 2 top 5s and just outside the the top 5 in another feature, and Lease looking really strong with his 2 top 5s. This is going to be fun, man. If these guys keep going at it like this every week, who knows who the champion's going to be. Carlson has some really stiff competition this year.
To the Sportsman class we go. We're going to run the last 2 laps of this one right here, and it was, after a while, all Sparta's Brad Worthing coming fresh off of his Oktoberfest feature race win. First ever at Oktoberfest, taking the big one. He came out, and we saw him in week number 1, and he burned a wire off the distributor or something like that, but we thought he was going to be gone in that race. He came back with a vengeance, second week out for the Sportsman, and Bad Brad Worthing is going to be one to watch.
It was very impressive, especially on the restart. He was able to get away. Humfeld broke free, couldn't do nothing with Bad Brad Worthing. Nice race by Brad. Nice smooth. I was sitting down in turn 1. Nice smooth lines through the corners. Fun to watch. Nothing Humfeld could do with him.
Steve Bachman got knocked towards the back. He got kind of, I don't know, it was up in turn 2. Got hit from behind as a melee took place, ended up running backwards to the back of the pack. He raced his way all the way to 3rd, and for Bachman, another good finish. To the Autos Value Street Stocks. After 5 races, they finally got one in. We're going to flip the last 2 laps on for you right here. What a great crowd we had. We had 22 to start things off. The 7 cars that John Aaron is a part of this year. Very, very nice. I mean, the colors look good. The detail looked pretty good. The vinyl looked really good. And John the Madman Aaron, in one of his best-looking cars and a clean shirt, went out and dominated.
And dragging the back bumper for most of the race. That, if you're looking at the video right here, you can see it's just, that thing is just hanging on, but it looks like bungee cords, I think it is. But he drug her all the way through the race. He made the pass there towards the end of the feature, and he got her done. It was impressive to watch him work his way through the pack.
He passed Tom Farah. Farah finished 2nd. Keith Larson ended up 3rd. Thunderstock racing we go in the action track quarter mile. It did dry off, so there were no really big slippery spots for these guys. I'm going to run the last 2 laps of this one right here, and after a while, it was all Kyle Lockington. I said 3 years ago he was a hot shoe. He's had an upside-down horseshoe in his car. He's just had some bad luck for the past couple years.
Turn that thing around.
What a race he won on this one here.
That's, impressive run by him. He got to the lead early and worked his way through traffic. It was an awesome job to watch him do this, and put some distance between him and 2nd place, and ended up driving off with the win. Great job.
Especially after getting wrecked in week number 1. Mark Chalet ran a formidable race. He ends up taking 2nd place. Adam Moore finishes 3rd on that last lap pass there in turn 4. When we come back, we're going to feature one of our Sportsman drivers. He's a former Rookie of the Year. He has a former Fast Guys car this year, trying to make things a little bit faster in that car. He won a race in week number 1, and when we come back, the Jeff Thompson interview. Good to have Jeff back on the program. He's next on Big Board Presents 7 Rivers Racing.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue. Or you don't have to drive down to Des Moines to get great pulled pork too. If you want ribs, the best in town, pulled pork or chicken too, just come on down for the best food in town at Big Board Barbecue.
In downtown La Crosse, there's only one place where you can find award-winning barbecue. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer from Big Boar Barbecue. The people from La Crosse have spoken and voted us the best barbecue and the best caterer in La Crosse County. Try it yourself and you'll agree. We've got the highest quality ribs, pulled pork, brisket, smoked chicken, and ham. Barbecue like nowhere else. Got a meeting or special event? We could cater it. Ask about our business delivery service. Big Boar Barbecue on 3rd Street downtown and Highway 16 West Salem.
Yeah!
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Save up to $1,000 on select American Standard home comfort systems. Call Carey Heating today or visit AmericanStandardAir.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Don't get up, get online and get a large 2-topping pizza for just $7.99. It's the best pizza delivery deal at your La Crosse and Winona Pizza Hut. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut.
Welcome back, race fans. Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing KQAG TV. I'm Dan Dyke along with Billy Doc Niles. Our guest on the program this week is a man. I don't think there are a handful of drivers that have never missed the radio or the TV show, and I'm thinking Jeff Thompson, the 03 Silver Slingshot from the Crosse Speedway Sportsman ranks, has never missed it. Matter of fact, Jeff's lucky he's here because this was supposed to be Jeremy Wagner, but they just had a baby, and he wrecked his car last week. So you were like Jeremy Wagner's stunt guy.
It works out.
How are we doing, my friend?
Good, yourself?
Good seeing you again. Good to have you back on the program.
Always.
You were one of those kind of guys, and we've talked about this. Drivers tease me on Facebook, hey, guess what I got coming up next year? So I got to go 4 or 5 months guessing what these guys are doing. I knew Jeff had something in the works. First off, when I knew that the Hornet was gone, then the next... what did I nickname that one?
The Pepto-Bismol machine.
The Pepto-Bismol machine, the Pepto-Bismol kid. That one was gone. Then I saw the Sportsman was gone on Facebook, Billy Doc Niles, but I didn't know what he was getting into until week number 1.
How did this deal come through? How did you end up with this car?
Jake Arneson's former Sportsman car, by the way.
Oh, I was just going to play it out, but...
Get right into it. We were sitting in the trailer at Oktoberfest, I think it was Friday, and we were just kind of kicking around the idea of, hey, let's get a new car for next year. So put my car up for sale, it sold, went to Madison. And then it was between his car and one other car, and then it just ended up working out to get Jake's. He's always been a guy we've went to for help in the class, and my dad has pit for him, and it just worked out for the best, and I'm glad that's the car we got.
And I do got to jump in real quick because his Sportsman car was sold to a female driver down at Madison International Speedway. You and Cassie went to watch her race that car a couple weeks ago. How did she do?
She didn't actually end up racing. She got sick the day before, and we were halfway down there, and she told us, and her dad actually messaged me. He's like, "Hey, I still got your old seat if you want to drive." But I was like, I didn't have my gear with me, so I ended up watching. It's still a good show.
That was interesting when I saw that when you guys had told me she had bought that car, because I saw some conversation she had on Facebook. Man, she was excited.
Yeah, it sounds like she's been getting pretty fast with it down there, so I'm excited to get back down there, watch her again, and see how it goes.
You've had a mixed bag of success so far the first 2 weeks with Jake's car. Are you comfortable in the car yet, and how are things progressing?
Yeah, I'm very pleased with it. Open practice, I was kind of skeptical. It was either going to go really good or really bad. It went pretty well. Then come out the first week, I think we qualified 4th, which I was more than happy with. And to win the 6-for-6 was pretty huge to get our season rolling, and it's been going pretty good so far.
Nice. And that's one of those races. Was that your first 6-for-6 win?
Yeah, first 6-for-6 win.
That in the late model 6-for-6, and I think you would agree. Those have to be 2 of the hardest races to win at the Crosse Speedway because you're racing against the other 5 fastest from qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a blast, and it's been fun to race with those guys and race with them for years, and just a good group of guys. Pretty
much either one, Sportsman or late models, you're looking at a top flight, pretty much all-star field there for the fastest 6 cars. So you win one of them, it's almost, it's pretty much a feather in your cap.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you get the first win out of the way to start the season. Talk about race number 1 and last week. I think that the monkey's on your back a little bit because you could get some of that bad luck out of the way now.
Yeah, that definitely happened the first week as we wrecked. Then I ended up, I can't remember what place, but ended up finishing the race with 2 broke shocks, and the car was still pretty fast. Then we came in to last week, had to deal with the rain, of course. Ended up 2nd in the 6-for-6. The feature was something, and we fell all the way to the back, and I was like, well, I'm never driving back up through this. Big wreck happened, barely got through that, ended up finishing 4th, so I was happy to load it in the trailer with just a little bit of damage that we had.
We were talking in segment 1, Bachman had to do the same thing, and the wreck before that one is you both ended up going towards the back. Bachman is Bachman. You know he's going to be fast. But what is that? What are you telling yourself now that you've won a 6 for 6, you've taken second in a 6 for 6, and you've got a podium, or just outside a podium finish in the early part of the season? What is that telling you about that car?
It's a good car. We knew we were going to have a good car. It's just good to be able to be. I mean, we were pretty good last year. I mean, especially finishing the year with our first feature win, and then just getting rid of the car and going into something new. I'm definitely pleased with it. Hopefully, it's only going to get better, I feel. Just going to be little by little, get used to it as the time goes on.
Yeah, you and I have talked about the first couple of TV shows we did this year. You're going to have your Humfelds. You're going to have your Bachmans. You're going to have your Warthens. And you kept saying, well, I kept saying, you can't count Warthen out. And you kept saying, you can't count Thompson, Thompson out.
No, you can't count him out. He's got a championship-type car. It's definitely one of the fastest cars in the Sportsman division. And I think once you seriously get used to what you're doing here, I think you're just at the tip of the iceberg right now. You could be a major player by the end of the year.
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, we'll get there.
I take that back. You could be a major player by the middle of the year.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I felt the bag of croutons slap right there if he would have corrected himself. And Billy, I mean, you've been around the sports ranks for quite a long time. Jeff's a former Rookie of the Year. He's not a newcomer to that track now. But what is that telling Humfeld and Bachman and Warthen? I mean, they think it's going to be those three right there. All of a sudden, Thompson's already proven, 2 races out, I'm here to contend.
I think they're probably going to be looking in their mirror here pretty soon, and they're going to be seeing him fill in that mirror. He's only 2 weeks in. A few more weeks, a little more comfortable with the car. He could be in front of them, and they won't be getting by him like Humfeld couldn't get by Warthen last week.
As always, Jeff always comes loaded with a bunch of great sponsors to help him and his family out each racing season. See, I thought Bill was going to take it away from him, make him do it from the top of his head.
That would have been bad.
No.
But we'd be here for an hour.
What I want to see is you go to the Jonathan Eckelberg School of Sponsor Announcing, where you put your back to the car and snap them all off like that.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Fire away, brother man. Who's helping you out this year?
First of all, I got to thank my wife. Without her, none of this would be possible. Got great sponsors in Semis Express, Dynamic Recycling, Auto Value Parts Store out of Whitehall, Days Inn, MBM Logistics, J&L Collectibles, The Glass Carver, North Star Customs, Jim Paint Shop. My dad always does a great job painting the car. Heroes Bar and Grill, B&B Racing Brothers. TFRP Racing Products, DJ Dan Diker for always doing my smokers, Booze, KO Designs, and Epic Media for doing a great job with the vinyl on the car this year.
You know, when I had sponsors list like that years ago, they always asked, well, is there anybody you don't have? It's funny, depending on what radio station it was, like your radio station. Is there any room left on your car after naming off all that?
There's always plenty of room. If not, we'll make room.
True racer.
Always room.
True
like
racer.
That. And I will come back. I'm on a lifetime agreement to DJ his smoker too, by the way.
Yeah, it's always a good time. It only gets better throughout the years.
It does, especially the last one we had this past year. Hashtag croutons. Still waiting for the shirts. Jeff Thompson, Silver Slingshot, and the Silver Slingshot Junior at the Cooley Go-Kart Raceway. You got to watch the little Thompson that's out there go-karting this year. We have to say hi to Levi as well.
Absolutely.
All right, Jeff Thompson, look him up on Facebook. Hop on down. He's a friendly guy. He will sign an autograph for you at every time that he gets a chance, and you know where his race fans sit. They sit right under my announcing tower because they are growing and they are loud. Coming up next, got some interesting video to show. Doesn't include Jeff, but Jeff doesn't want to be on his lid. No in-car, and he's not racing Kokana. That's coming up next on 7 Rivers Racing.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue. Or you don't have to drive down to Des Moines to get great pulled pork too. If you want ribs, the best in town, pulled pork or chicken too. Just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
The people have spoken. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer from Big Boar Barbecue. Recently voted the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County by popular vote. And no, this wasn't a rigged election. Try it yourself. Taste our delicious, tender, fall-off-the-bone ribs, pulled pork, brisket, smoked ham, or chicken. And you'll agree this is the best barbecue. You'll find us on 3rd Street downtown and on Highway 16 in West Salem. But our catering truck can come right to your door for any special occasion. Big Boar Barbecue. Now that's a mouthful.
Yeah!
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Save up to $1,000 on select American Standard home comfort systems. Call Carey Heating today or visit AmericanStandardAir.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Don't get up, get online and get a large 2-topping pizza for just $7.99. It's the best pizza delivery deal at your La Crosse and Winona Pizza Hut. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut.
Welcome back one more time. Big Boar Barbecue presents 7 Rivers Racing KQEG TV. Paul Reichert from the Burnham Rubber Race Report on my radio show joins Billy Doc Niles and I. Real quick, while we give you some real quick video updates around the area, going to let you know what our point standings looks like at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Nick Panitsky leads the Tobacco Plus Grocery Late Models. That's a weird thing to say right there, right off the bat. Tony Lisa second, Steve Carlson third, Brad Powell fourth, Jacob Gady in the top 5, but word had it was Gady was going back to Elko over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's going to give it a shot at Elko. In talking with him, he's going to feel things out at Elko. If he's not liking what's happening there, you'll definitely see him back here at La Crosse.
The Sportsman division has Randy Humfeld on top. Right behind him is Steve Bachman, followed by Brad Worth and Adam Oxborough and Jeff Thompson. John Thompson was just in the program here, still in the top 5 in points, and that's going to be that may stay. And we're going to see a lot of flip-flopping this year with those top 5.
Yeah, I think we will.
And then you throw in a Hesselberg and maybe a Justin Berg.
Definitely.
And Berg's much improved this year, too.
Thunderstocks, Adam Moore, Caleb Hardy, Joey Johnson, Kyle Lockington, Jason Bolster. Adam Moore's an interesting name in there. So is Bolster. How about Joey Johnson?
Yeah, Joey in his retirement season, he came out on Facebook and announced this was going to be his last year. It's really fun watching him go door to door for that 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot last Saturday night. Hoping he finishes out really strong this year.
Straight stocks after one race, it's John the Madman Aaron, Tom Farrer, Keith Larson, Dakota Miller, and Tristan Dreskowski. They could have 2 or 3 races right now, but Mother Nature put a damper on that. Hornets, Mark Bonitz again leading the points after a couple of races. Caleb Vian, Brandon Lemoyne, Garrett Tickey, Jake Chalmers running up the top 5, and that's one that if you're in the point lead right now, you may not be in about 2 or 3 weeks, even coming at the fest.
Yeah, it could flip-flop a lot here, just like anything else. It's early in the season still.
Any names jump out at you? Caleb Vian, possibly?
Yeah, I think she's been running pretty good, so she might be a factor before the year's out.
Glenn Bush Jr. leads Jerry Ellsworth and Jason Bolster in the Outlaws. Bud Dash, Nick Panitsky leads that. Ty Majeski's in second, but he's obviously going to be losing anywhere in the top 5 soon enough. Sportsman Dash, Jeff Thompson leads. Wow, he's sitting still over there. Did you know that?
I did.
He's over Bachman and Humfeld. Think Thompson can hold that?
It's a long season.
Thunderstock Dash being led by Adam Moore. Got to take you to some video this week. A very, very scary incident. And I really want to talk to Bill Niles about this one here. Let's roll this tape from Dells Raceway Park last weekend. This was an interesting one right here. About halfway through the field, it was red flagged when Alan Borntrager flipped his mount down the front straightaway and ended up on his roof down in turn 1. He did walk away from this, but as we watch this in-car video, Billy Doc Niles, you're going to see the video from out back, the driver himself, and then the video is slowed down to show you how the driver's throwing up sparks from the front straightaway all the way in the corner. You never were in a situation like that in a late model that I can ever remember. What goes through a person's mind when you're on your lid and you're moving?
Mostly blood rushing through your head, but that has got to be one of the scariest things. You talk to drivers, and all you can do, any accident, whether you're hitting the wall, whether you're riding the wall like I did, most guys go like this because you know you're going to get flung around, and they grab onto their seatbelts because they know they're going to get battered around. Scariest thing in the world to go up on your roof. Ask Greg Scheck; he'll tell you it was not a fun moment. You can just hang on. The one thing you don't want to do: pop them belts right away. Get popped in the head. So,
yeah, and like I said, if you saw that, he was still moving all the way down into the corners. Yep. I mean, obviously, you've been around the race scene. You've seen that quite a many times.
Oh, yeah. It's scary when they just flip and slide, do a slide for life down the track.
And some of this, one of the scariest ones I saw happened at La Crosse in qualifying years ago, where a CWRA car had come for qualifying. Something broke on the bottom of his car and launched him into the wall roof first, and he didn't fare too well there. He spent a lot of time in traction, but for the most part, most guys with the safety these days are able to get out and walk away.
Well, from Dells Raceway Park, we're going to take in La Crosse Speedway. Let's press play on the videotape. Matt Henderson has really come a long way. Bruce Noodleman fitted his car, I want to say it was 3 seasons ago, with a couple of GoPros. One that's on the bar next to the driver facing outwards, and then one that was in his taillight. And Speed Trap Video is the new company now that Tom Ludwigson has with Matt Henderson's group. And Paul, as you were watching this video right here, you know, this really brings a lot to not only a race announcer, but a race fan yourself that can watch that kind of a video and see what's going on in front of you and see what's going on behind you, especially when you have to learn how to drive that thing.
Oh, yeah, and I've watched the videos, the GoPro videos that Matt's done, posted on his team's Facebook page for the last few years, and it's pretty amazing what you see on those GoPro videos there.
And it's loud, of course, but the thing that I like watching is how close you can actually get. I mean, I'm out of the announcer tower, so I am many, many, many feet away, Billy Doc, now, especially around turn 2, way up into turn 4 if something happens up there. How close, and you can see in Matt's video right there when Ryan Brown did that, almost got into Powell, how close you can actually get to somebody, because in the tower it looks like you're making contact, but you still got about that much space.
You know, it's a really good view if you watch a Thunderstock race. You watch Moore come off of turn 4. And you'd think he was going to, the way he turns that car, it looks like he's going to chop that driver off right there. And he gets like this. There you could see daylight. That's how close he gets. And that's what it's like racing side-by-side a late model or a sportsman car. You can be this close. And to the naked eye from the back stretch, from the front stretch, looks like you're doing this. It's a cool feeling, I'll tell you that much. It's fun.
One more piece of video to show you. I was given the little birdie secret this week that this was about to happen. August 1st, I kept the mouth shut, let it happen. Wednesday, 5 p.m. rolled around. This video appeared on the ARCA Midwest Tour website, and we're going to show it to you right now.
Hey there, race fans. I'm really excited about the opportunity to come back to Wisconsin International Raceway there in Kaukauna, Wisconsin. It's been a while since I've been there. I remember winning that race back in 2007, so I'm certainly looking forward to bringing home the hardware once again this year in the Dixieland 250. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully all you guys come on out, support the race. Look forward to seeing you there.
So, Kyle Busch, Rowdy is ready for the state of Wisconsin. First off, your feelings, August 1st, Tuesday night, the Dixieland 250.
Ooh, this is going to be a big show since the Howie Lowe Memorial at Milwaukee a few years back when he won that race. Anytime Kyle Busch comes to Wisconsin and comes back, like he did with Slinger Nationals several years ago, it's always a big show when he shows up.
Obviously, I'm going to be up there for that one there. We're going to have Kyle Busch on the TV and the radio program that following week. What I want to see is what kind of scuttlebutt gets said if Ty Majeski beats Kyle Busch.
That would be impressive. Right now, you're in Ty Majeski's area. I don't know if them two got to race each other at Milwaukee a few years ago, but Ty Majeski is on probably one of the greatest rolls the Midwest has seen in a long time. And to bring Kyle Busch into the mix, this could be a fun race to watch.
I kind of wonder what other names may be popping out of the woodworks between now and August 1st. You know, it's also announced this week that David Stremme is going back to his home track, Hawkeye Downs, on June 16th. What is it with the NASCAR guys coming back to play in the Midwest?
Well, personally, I think it's a lot of them are finally discovering their roots. You know, you'll see Matt Kenseth back in the area a few times. Travis Quaffle tries to get back to the area a few times. A lot of these guys like going back to their roots. We talked to Kenseth last year about, you know, maybe running weekly when he retires. And he admitted he doesn't like working on the cars.
Yeah.
But I think these guys like coming back to the roots, like putting on a show for the fans that don't get to see them live all the time.
I don't think Matt would have a problem assembling a pit crew around the Crosse Speedway area to drop what they're doing and a wrench on whatever car he has. So I want to thank Jeff Thompson for coming on and everybody else that supplies video and footage. Great job, Jesse and Rick Wilson. We'll be back next week. Now, it's going to be interesting because I'm going to get some audio next week. Billy Doc Niles is announcing the race this Saturday.
Ooh.
Yep, that's just a scheduling flaw that happened on your part that got switched on you. I've been tagged, so if you're watching this on Sunday night, check this stuff out in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and you might need a six-pack to numb the pain. I've got faith.
Only that much?
I've got faith and confidence. For Jeff Thompson and Paul Riker, Billy Doc Niles, our producer Jesse, behind the camera right there, my name is Radio Man Dan Dyker. We will see you next week with a whole lot more right here on Big Board Presents 7 Rivers Racing.
You've been watching the Big Boar Barbecue presentation of 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG-TV. 7 Rivers Racing is brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue on Highway 16 West Salem and downtown La Crosse. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialists on La Crosse's north side. By Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona. Pizza Hut. Join us next week at this same time for Doc and Dan and 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG-TV.